All right, if this is your first time stopping by, thanks for stopping by. My name is Brandon, and in today's video, we're talking about business grants and business funding. And for those that don't know me, on this channel, we talk about business funding, getting your credit right, how to get you on track, and what you need to do to grow your business. With that being said, I'm gonna jump right in. A lot of people today are in these Facebook groups because this is where I got the latest information from about business grants and getting funded. Well, let me be the first to tell you that these business grant scams, you should be very skeptical about them. And here's the reason why. Number one, if you do not have your company, whether it's LLC, whether you got a C Corp or nonprofit organization structured correctly, you will get denied. And I'm telling you this from experience, as an entrepreneur that has sit at the Small Business Administration and got counseled by these retired business executives. And you know what they told me? There is no such thing as a business grant. People, be skeptical about this stuff. And then too, another thing what people don't tell you is that when someone writes a grant for you, your paperwork got to be all in order. Everything got to be right. All your T's got to be crossed and I's dotted. And they charge a fee, sometimes $50 on up to $250. And you must be real skeptical. Another reason for you to be real skeptical about it is because whatever the amount of money that you get granted, you will be taxed on. According to an IRS, yes, a business grant is very taxable. And I know a lot of people don't want to believe that. You have to do your own research. But I'm telling you now that business grants are taxable at the highest rate. And if you've been following this channel, we try to go for the lower tax rate, close to none. And another thing about this so-called business funding, I know there's a lot of people out there promising you that, they could get you up to $250,000 in business funding, and even if you've been in business for 30 days. Well, let me go ahead and tell you about that. When they talking about all this business funding, they usually talking about getting a Uline account, getting a couple of credit cards with $15,000 here, $30,000 there. Man, we don't even do that over here. Over here, we try to get our credit right so that we can get lines of credit. Why? Because lines of credit, they work like a two-way savings account and checking account. You put money in, you take money out, and some of them even grow interest. Yeah, see, I bet they don't tell y'all that in them videos. But this business funding thing where people are promising you to get all this money, you got to think for yourself. Like, would you loan somebody some money that you don't know that has any history? And then too, to get a large amount of money in such a short period of time, I have to be very skeptical about that. Number one, because the interest is going to be high. When they speak of these huge lines, what they don't tell you is that it's at 22, 23, sometimes close to 30% for the next 21 months. Man, that's crazy. The reason I advocate for lines of credit is because lines of credit be anywhere from 12% on down to 6 simple interest loans. And with these lines of credit, let's say your company was making $3,000 a month. Okay, then what you would do is when you get the $3,000 a month, your monthly income, you put it into this line of credit. That way, for that day, because lines of credit work, because with a line of credit, when you put your income in, the interest rate goes down, and you only you only charge for what you got on a daily. And so if you put your income in, every time you get the income, when you need stuff like for your advertising, marketing, new equipment and stuff like that, you could take this money out. And this is how a lot of small businesses succeed. You know, maybe get 25, 30, 40, 50, $100,000 line of credit. But you have to know that when you starting out, when you get these lines of credit, that people are going to want to check your personal credit. So don't think that you're going to have about a 550 and that you finna walk into a bank with your LLC and your EIN and your Dun and Bradstreet number, and you finna just go ahead and get $300,000. It just ain't gonna happen. Even the thing with personal credit cards, what a lot of people don't tell you, these so-called credit repair companies, is that you will hit a cap out limit. If you're not making $70,000 to $100,000 a year, it's going to be very hard for you to get, you know, those higher end cars, you know, with the $15,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 line of credit. It's not going to happen. You know, myself, I have some pretty decent credit. I got a couple credit cards myself. Even when I got my first one for a couple $1,000s, you know what they did? Before they offered it, they sent a form in the mail and wanted me to verify income. And guess what? After they verified the income, then that card came through the mail. So anything over $1,000, matter of fact, up to $1,000, they are going to ask you to verify your income. So all this stuff what people used to do in the 90s all the way up to 2005 and lying about your income, they checking that. So be skeptical about these people out here telling you that, hey, we can help get your credit good in less than a year. Be skeptical about these people out here that's offering this, I mean, this sounds so great, funding. Be skeptical about these people that's out here that's offering these free grants that you don't never have to repay. Remember, you're going to be taxed on them. And that's about all I got to say. If you like the video, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and have a nice night.